at liftoff, there were three engines that we chose not to start, essentially, or that hit aborts. And so we actually lifted off with 30 engines, which is the minimum number of engines. Those engines did not explode, but they were just the system didn't think they were healthy enough to bring them to full thrust, so they were shut down. Then at T plus 27 seconds, engine 19 lost communications, concurrent with some kind of energetic event that liberated the outer heat shield from the engines 17, 18, 19, and 20 area. You can see this on video, actually. And by the way, if people have basically think that maybe something different from this occurred, that would be interesting to, because I know some people have looked very closely frame by frame at video, but this is the SpaceX best assessment after a week. Anyway, so something bad happened at T plus 27 seconds, because engine 19 lost all communications, and some kind of explosion happened to knock out the heat shields of engines 17, 18, 19, and 20. And there were visible fires seen from the aft end starting after this event and continuing through flight. The rocket kept going, though. At T plus 62 seconds, we see additional aft heat shield damage near engine 30. However, the engine continues to run. And then at T 85 seconds is where things really hit the fan. We see engine 6 with loss of communication to thrust vector control. Roughly from this point onwards, we lose thrust vector control of the rocket. So we lose steering at T plus 85 seconds.
And was that engine 6 that kept trying to relight too?
Possibly.
It looked like, I don't know. Was there one that one looked like in footage like it just kept attempting to relight over and over, which is pretty wild to see. I don't think I've ever seen that before. And it was one of the center-ish engines.
That's interesting. Okay, we do have relight logic in the center engines, but not in the outer engines, I believe. So basically, landing engines have relight logic. The perimeter engines don't. So that's entirely possible. Although, if the engine is detecting significant issues, it should not be going into a relight cycle.
What's your best guess as to what caused the initial engine issues? And then I guess it cascaded after that, but what do you think happened?
It's not. I think we don't know with certainty. Obviously, the rocket stayed on the launch pad for a while, and we did generate quite the rock tornado at the base of the vehicle. And our first guess would have been that the rock tornado would have caused potentially significant damage to the engines, but at least we do not see obvious. We weirdly do not see evidence of the rock tornado actually damaging engines or heat shields in a material way. But it may have, but we have not yet seen evidence of that. So for the next flight, we certainly will be taking off faster. So for this flight, we erred on the side of kind of babying the engines and just sort of gently sort of starting each engine one at a time. And there were the engines on Booster 7 were built over a long period of time. So each engine was a little bit of a unique item. And whereas the engines on Booster 9, which is next, are much newer and more consistent, and really with significant reliability improvements over Booster 7. So I think we'll see a much more robust engine situation with Booster 9. The heat shield, both, or I should say the shields, which are both force and heat shields around the engines for Booster 9 are much better because they weren't retrofitted. For Booster 7, we kind of retrofitted heat shields, whereas Booster 9 is designed in, so they're much stouter.
Will you be doing something with the Raptor chill system on the on Booster 9 differently than what you did with 7? It kind of seems like that was like an expendable part of the pad, essentially, with having all of those hoses rip free. I'm guessing that's something you would like to avoid having to replace every time in the future.
Yeah, over time, we're definitely, it needs to be like a rapid reflight capability, so there can't be any expendable items over time. It was actually just good to get this vehicle off the ground because we've made so many improvements in this Booster 9 and beyond that it really, we really just needed to fly this vehicle and then move on to the much improved Booster 9 and later ship